Hi everyone, Melissa here from Collecting Dreamcatcher, and today I have another new and exciting video that I wanted to discuss my 2021 collecting goals. And I thought it would be fun to kind of do this in like a two-part series, where first I'm going to talk about what my goals actually are, and then in classic Collecting Dreamcatcher fashion, I'm going to share how I'm going to be keeping track of them. So this video will be kind of in two parts, and if you're just interested in what my collection goals are, they'll be at the beginning, and then if you want a template for how you can track your own collection goals, that'll be the second part of the video, and I'll put timestamps below. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Dreamcatcher collection, and then I'm also going to do my 4-minute collection, what my goals are. And so I kind of have my book out to help illustrate what I want to do for my collection. So I split it out, and you'll see on the screen here, I'll put the actual picture of my goals, but I split it out into 3 categories. So one is like what I feel are realistic goals for me to accomplish. The second one is stretch goals, so something that is possible, but might be a little bit more difficult. And those ones, if I don't, like, I want to achieve my realistic goals, and it'd be nice to do my stretch goals, but if I don't, like, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, so that's kind of why I did them as stretch goals. And then just a dream are pretty much that. There's stuff that I would love to accomplish, but I highly doubt I will, but I'm just going to throw them in this video and in my goals anyways, and because you never know what will happen, and we'll see what happens. So my first kind of set of goals is that for realistic is that I would really love to get like 1 card from each of the sets that I'm missing. So like, as you can see, my nightmare is empty. So I'd love to get 1 nightmare card. And then I already have a fall asleep in the mirror card, so I'm just going to skip that. Then I'd love to get 1 Korean prequel before card and 1 Korean after. And then get 1 Japanese before card. And I already have an after. And then I'd love to get 1, well, I have 1 on the way. So hopefully I can get that in 2021, but then I'd love to get 1 of the other 2 concept blue back ones. And then get a selfie card from Escape the Era, just so I can kind of have 1 card at least for each. So that's kind of the first set of goals, or like I want 1 card from each of those eras that I don't currently have a card for. And then, I'm going to skip ahead to period Japanese. And because like I do have a card for it, but it's the group card, I would like to get 1 of the member cards for it. So that's one of my other goals. And then my last realistic goal is I would love to finish up one of the album sets. So I feel like I'm pretty close to finishing like my dystopia sets. So I'd say like I can pretty realistically complete those, one of them, maybe both of them. Both of them, I think that kind of leads into my stretch goals, but I think I can complete at least one of them, and then that would be my realistic goal. So then moving on to my stretch goals, so I have 2 of those, and one of them is finishing 2 album card sets, so that would be my dream, completing Dystopia Trio Language, and then Dystopia Lose Myself, I think, would probably be the 2 that I have most luck in actually completing. And then the other one is I would love to complete my first Japanese album card set. So I don't know if this will happen because Japanese cards can be so expensive, but I'm like 3 cards away, which is actually pretty good for Japanese cards in my case. I'm only missing 3 cards, so I would really, really, really love to finish 1 Japanese album card set, but this is also in the stretch goals because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself to complete Japanese cards, because as I do want them completed, they can be more expensive and harder to get and all of that. So that's just kind of my reasoning for putting it in a stretch goal. So fingers crossed, hopefully I can do it, but we'll see. And then these are more of like my fun, just dreaming kind of goals for Dreamcatcher. Miraculously, this is pretty much, unless someone was selling like their whole collection like super cheap, this will probably not happen, but finish all Korean card sets. So unlikely, so that's why it's a dream. Finish all Japanese card sets, again, probably just a dream. And then I have begin collecting broadcast cards. So I'm really not, like, they're beautiful and I would love to have them, but because they're so expensive and stuff and hard to get, I don't really focus on them because I focus on the stuff I can more, I guess, easily get. So I guess if I finished everything else and there was nothing else to collect, I would start collecting like broadcast cards. So that's kind of why it's in Just a Dream, because it would take me finishing all the Korean cards and all the Japanese cards. But yeah, I don't know if that'll happen. But again, just a dream. So those are my 2021 Dreamcatcher collection goals. And now we'll do my 2021 4-minute collection goals. So I don't have my 4-minute binder or anything set up for collecting them yet. So I just kind of put my cards in here for right now. But I will be setting this up in a later date, because these cards are pretty big, so I need some special pages for them. But I do want to share what my collection goals are for 2021 for 4-minute. So I would really love so I did the same thing, realistic, stretch, and just a dream. My 4 realistic goals for 4-minute is I would love to collect 1 Hyuna album card. So Hyuna is my lowest priority member just because she seems to be priced a lot higher than the other members. So if I can find her for a good price, like I would love to get a Hyuna card. I would also love to finish 1 album set. So hopefully whatever one that Hyuna card is for, hopefully that could be 1 set that I'm able to complete within 2021. My 3rd goal is I would love to complete the 2 Yoon collection. So I'll include the 2 photo cards in the album, and I'm about halfway there currently. And then my last realistic goal is finish half, which is about 8 of the Korean album cards. So I think I'm also getting close to that as well. That 8 doesn't include the 2 Yoon cards. Those are 2 separate ones. So those are my realistic goals for 4-minute. I think they're pretty achievable. It just kind of depends if people actually put their stuff up for sale, but fingers crossed, hopefully. And then for my stretch goals, so I would like to start collecting maybe their Japanese albums and start collecting their Japanese cards. And then I would like to complete 2 album card sets. So that would also require getting another Hyuna card to complete the album set. So if I can find Hyuna for a good price, that would be amazing. So those are my stretch goals. So of course I would love to get those done, but I just don't want to put too much pressure on myself to achieve these goals, but they would be amazing. So those were my 3 stretch goals. And then I have 3 of my Just a Dream goals. I keep wanting to call them cards. I have 3 Just a Dream goals. So those 3 are to finish all Korean card sets, all their Japanese card sets, and finish all their Japanese albums. So that's kind of crazy. And I don't know if that will be achieved, but again, that's why it's the dream, kind of similar to Dreamcatcher. If someone maybe is selling their collection really cheap or something like that, I might be able to achieve it, but I don't want to put pressure on myself to do something like that, but just figured if I finish all my other goals, it gives me something else to work on. So those are my 2021 collection goals for 4-minute and Dreamcatcher. And the next half of this video is going to be me showing you how I'm going to be tracking these goals and seeing if I'm able to stay on track and achieve them and just kind of keep track, because that's something I like to do on this channel, and I like making templates and stuff like that in Google Sheets. So I'll be doing more of that in the second half of this video. Thank you, everyone. Great. Okay, so now we're back with the second part of my video. So this is going to be how to track the goals. So using Google Sheets, probably one of my favorite things ever. So this is just how I'm going to be tracking mine over the year. And obviously, if you have a different method, then you can use that. And then like with all the videos where I make like a Google Sheets template, the link will be in the description below. So you can access it and copy and paste it and make it your own. So what I'm going to start with is the goal at the top, and then the other thing on top I'm going to write is on track, and this will be a color-coded option box, and then date accomplished. And what I'm going to do for mine is that I'm going to do group 1. So say you're collecting multiple groups, so for me I'm going to be doing Dreamcatcher in 4-minute. So I would write down here like group 1 Dreamcatcher and then group 2 4-minute, and I'm going to copy and paste this into both. And then that way it'll just kind of make it easier, I think, to keep track of, and then you can use it for any groups that you're collecting if you're doing multiple. So then under goal, I'm going to write the heading realistic. I'm going to skip down a few, and then I'm going to write my my stretch, and then again going to go down a bit and write my just a dream with a question mark because it might just be a dream. And then so because this is just a template, I'm just going to write goal 1, goal 2. I'm sorry if you're banging in the background, as always, please just ignore. Goal 4. So I'm just going to repeat this. And I'm going to bold realistic and stretch just a dream. Great. And then over here, I'm going to write on track legend. So this is going to be color coded. So we know, like just easily we can kind of look over here and see which goal, like how's it going and if it's on track or if it doesn't look like it's going to get done in the year, that kind of thing. So I'm going to do, I think, 4 different colors. Actually, no, I think I need 5 different colors. So I'm going to put different levels of green and then go to yellow, orange, and red. And then dark green is going to be completed. So this is like if you accomplish goal 1, you do this, and then that's when you would write in the date. So I'll go through that in a second a little bit more, but that's what I'm thinking here. Then the lighter green is that it is on track to be completed by the end of 2021. It's kind of weird saying 2021, but I'm pretty excited to be in a new year. And then for yellow, I'm going to write could be completed by the end of 2021. And I'm going to write with some luck and hard work. So this is going to be one, what I'm thinking for yellow is that like it's still probably a realistic goal. You still think you can get it done, but it's not quite on track. Like you still need to do maybe some searching or like asking around for friends or maybe making high priority wish lists or like that kind of thing. Like you have to do some more steps for it to be on track. And then I hope this makes sense, by the way. This is obviously just how I'm going to do it. And if you have a better method, go for it. But I hope that what I'm saying makes sense. So then for orange, I'm going to make it significant work needed to be completed by the end of 2021. And then I'm just going to write may not be completed. So this one might be even more iffy than yellow. I didn't just want to do like green, yellow, red, where it's like it's done, it's in progress, and it's not getting done. Like I wanted mine to have a bit more levels to it. Obviously, if it's too many, like you can simplify this down. But I think this will just kind of help me. And then red is like it will not be completed by the end of 2021. Okay, so just so I can go into more detail, so green is completed. So say right now I don't even know, say we're in March of 2021 right now. And I'm going to make that goal 1 was completed and it was completed on March 3rd, 2021 or something. So I'm going to do that. And the only ones that are dark green are the ones that are going to have a date completed in it. And then maybe goal 2 looks like it's on track to be completed. Maybe you purchased, say you were completing a say you were completing a set. So you needed 7 member cards and you just purchased the 7th member card and it's in the mail or you're in discussion to buy it, that kind of thing. That's what I would consider as on track to be completed. Like you have found it, you've obtained it, it's on the way, like those kinds of things. That's what I would consider this lighter green color, so that the next step for it would be the dark green with a date completed. So now we're going to move into the stretch goals. So stretch goal for this one, who knows what the goal is, but I'm going to put it as yellow. So maybe it's one that is kind of attainable. Maybe it's completing 2 member album sets. I'm kind of referring back to my goals. So maybe you're like almost completely done the one, and the second one, you're almost there, but maybe you think you have to make a willing to buy highlight for your Instagram or something like that. Like you're going to have to do some more pieces in order to get it. That's what's going to go in here. So that is what would yellow be in my book. Something that you just have to do a bit more work on, but you still think you can attain it. But it could also maybe not get obtained. It's kind of like the middle ground. And then for orange, so orange is something that like it's going to need probably a lot of work and even with that work, maybe it's not completed. So maybe it's something where like you're finding a super rare item, or maybe you're looking for something that is just like, I don't know, super hard to find. Like say you're a Dreamcatcher collector and maybe for some reason, I would probably put this example in Just a Dream, but maybe you have all the albums and the only album you're missing is like Love Shake or something, like the Minx album. And that's your stretch goal, because obviously different goals are for different people, like whatever their collection looks like. So say that's what this one is. So maybe you're like, you're putting in like a lot of work and you're looking for it, but that album is very rare, right? And it doesn't come up for sale like super often because there's only so many copies of it and it's expensive and etc., etc. So it's something that you can put in a lot of work and maybe it'll be completed and maybe it won't be, that kind of thing. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So I would say anything that's rare, this in your stretch and in Just a Dream would probably be orange. I'd be saying if you have anything in realistic that is like orange or red, you might want to like think about it. Like obviously some things are out of your control and maybe you just never find it for sale. But I would definitely try to make sure that anything that's in goal 1 and 2 is at least yellow and up. And keep orange and red for stretch and Just a Dream. It'll definitely help with like if you feel anxious about your collection or wanting to complete these, it'll definitely help. So the last one I want to go over is red, and so likely, at least for me, like my Just a Dreams, they're all going to be reds. And maybe one of my stretch ones might be a red as well. So this is something like you're pretty certain you won't complete by the end of 2021, and this might be something that turns red later on in the year. Or maybe like if you're Just a Dream, like maybe that Minx album thing. Or for me, like I think one of my Just a Dream goals was something like complete all of Dreamcatcher's Korean album cards or something crazy like that. Like I'm probably going to start off the year in red and I'm probably going to end off the year in red. But there's always the option. You never know what happens, right? But so maybe I'm just going to keep it in red because I will likely not complete all their Korean album cards by the end of 2021, but it is a goal anyway. So probably all your Just a Dreams are likely going to be red, or maybe the highest level it'll get to is orange. And then sometimes near the end of the year, like say it's like December 31st and whatever this goal was, like you can't find it, that kind of thing. You may have to turn one of these like later on in the year to red, unfortunately, because it's something that you just won't complete, but that's okay because then you can just make it a goal for the next year. Because some things are just totally out of your control. So that's kind of how I'm going to be tracking my collection goals. So I'm going to copy and paste this just to show. For group 2, going to have the same thing going on. Just going to fix the lines. And there we go. So that's essentially what mine's going to look like. So for goal 1, 2, etc., that's where you would write like your goals, like write out what they are in detail, and then date accomplished, writing out when it's completed. So that's just how I'm going to be tracking my goals, and I hope maybe this will help some of you. For me, I think it'll be fun to see maybe when things get completed and maybe how far down stretch and Just a Dream I can get. But obviously I'm gonna just stick with my realistic goals and then possibly get into stretch goals without trying to like overwhelm myself and stuff. But I wanted to add a Just a Dream because I think it's fun to dream about my collection and what it could be. So yeah, so that is how I'm gonna track, and like I said, this is gonna be a link so that you're able to access and copy and use this in your own template for 2021 and be able to track your collection goals. Thank you everyone for listening to my 2021 collection goals for both Dreamcatcher and 4 Minute. I'm super excited for this year and I hope things go well and it's a better year. And collection-wise, I hope to achieve at least all my realistic goals and maybe some of the stretch goals. We'll kind of see. I doubt I'll achieve my Just a Dream ones, but you never know. So thank you for listening. Let me know what your 2021 collection goals are and let me know what you think about mine. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. And I'll see you in my next video. So if you like collecting K-pop content and collecting Dreamcatcher content, then please subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every Saturday, as well as bonus videos throughout the week sometimes. And yeah, so I hope you're staying safe, happy, healthy, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you everyone. Bye. Stay safe.